Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the final installment of these video series. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into it because I don't have much footage time here to finish up this story. But basically, where we left off in the last video was when I was in moved to another room by the helpers, and how I thought they were all in this together to bring me to hell. And I was convinced that it was my fate to go to hell for whatever reason, and um, yeah, like the helpers were demons, and then that I was stuck in this fucked up loop, which AKA hell. I legit thought I went to hell though. I literally thought that this is it. It's my destiny. It's my fate. Guess I should have went to church more often, or should have actually taken the whole Jesus Bible thing more seriously. Like, I had all these regrets, right? And I even thought about what the biggest regret I had was. I remember, like, Amy mentioned this too later on, but I kept mentioning my mom and my sister, um, because they're the people I love most, and she said that I was saying sorry, mom, repeatedly as well. And I kind of remember saying that too. I remember saying, like, sorry, mom, that I'm fucking going to hell, pretty much, right? That was the whole mentality. But yeah, like, my biggest regret, like, I realized that I'm in hell. And yeah, my biggest regret in life at that point was uh, not spending. I don't want to say not spending enough time with my family, but I just really wanted to see my family, man. I just wanted to see them, like, one last time or something like that. That was, like, the biggest one. And of course, the whole, like, I should have gone to church thing, um, but yeah. So it was like I was stuck in that loop for, gosh, man, it felt like forever. Like, it literally felt like an infinite loop. Like, I was stuck there for eternity. That's what it felt like, but really it was, 8 to 12 hours. Of course, like, the whole, like, concept of time, I'll get into that later too. Cuz really, like, all the realization and quote unquote insights I got from this didn't come, like, afterwards. Like, during the whole trip, it was just chaos. Um, but it was really more afterwards where, like, all the, I guess, I reaped the quote unquote benefits of ayahuasca, which I'll get into that later. But for now, I just want to talk about the experience that I had during the trips, during the ceremonies. But yeah, eventually, like, I like, my senses or whatever, like, my normal senses that I was used to kept, like, started to come back gradually. I noticed, like, I still thought I was hallucinating, because I didn't realize that I was moved to another room. So I thought tr- I was still hallucinating, meaning, like, I couldn't see. Like, I was like, where's everyone? Like, like, I literally thought I couldn't see other people anymore, um, until, like, Amy came inside the room, and she and I figured out who she was. I was like, oh, okay, that's Amy. Oh, she's not a demon. Okay, cool. Uh, so yeah, I came back to Earth, I guess you could say. Um, and surely enough, I realized I wasn't in hell. That it was just, I guess you could call, a very terrible trip I was stuck in, a very fucked up loop. Um, and, like, the other helpers came in, Ryan came in, and the third helper came in, and then they told me that I'm not hallucinating, that I was transferred to another room because of how crazy I was, crazy loud and crazy. Just I was like hurting myself pretty much, and yeah, I was like, oh, cool, because the room had like this one mirror, and it was like this like fucking wavy shaped mirror, and tripped me out. That tripped me out even more. But but yeah, after they told me that I was transferred to another room, and that told me like, oh, welcome back to normal reality or whatever. I was like so relieved, man. I was like, fuck, I'm so glad that shit was over. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I was like, fuck, I still got to do this again uh, tonight, because it was already Saturday morning, right? So the ceremony started at like 9, and then I started getting sober at like, I think it was like 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. or something like that. And yeah, I joined everyone else. I went outside, joined everyone else. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention was I basically when I came back to my senses, I realized I came. Not only did I like piss in my pants, but I also came in my pants, and I do kind of remember that. I do kind of remember like like that shit feeling good, but that was like for a very brief moment. Um, but yeah, I remember Amy bringing my change of clothes, and yeah, I fucking smelled like piss. Like my whole pants were soiled, full of jizz and piss. And yeah, I just changed into my change of clothes, which they told me to bring, and then I joined everyone else who were outside in the circle. And apparently there was another guy um, who also had to be isolated in another room because he was being even crazier than I was. I think I think that guy like he tried to rape, quote unquote, rape Amy, um, which is another like I'll get more into that later. But I was like, when I heard that, I was like, oh shit. Well, I was kind of relieved that I wasn't the only one going crazy. But when I joined everyone else, it seemed like that guy and I were like the only two people who were really going crazy, and I think we were also the two youngest guys as well. I think he was like 30 years old. I was 25 at the time. But everyone else seemed like they were just fine, and they didn't really have um, like a hellish diabolical trip that I did and that other guy did. Um, like we all went around, and we were eating our little like vegan snacks and stuff, and everybody was told to go around and share our ayahuasca journeys with the rest of the group. And the way everyone described it, it seemed very for most people it seemed very like some people it seemed pleasant, but most people they said they learned something, they made all these like realizations and insights, and I'm just like, fuck, man, seems like everyone got what they wanted out of this, and me, like, I just experienced fucking hell. Like, that's all I experienced, like, just the fucking just negative, fucked up, diabolical reality. uh and I mentioned that too. I kind of bullshitted. I told them that I got this actually, no, I take that back. I didn't bullshit them when I told them that I forgot to mention this to you guys as well, but I also experienced oneness, meaning I kind of realized like, now I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if my mind is fucking with me or not, but I did experience oneness in the sense that that everything is connected, that everything is one consciousness, if that makes any sense. The best way I could describe it is um, if you guys know X-Men, like the Marvel series X-Men, when Professor Xavier goes to Cerebrex, puts on the Cerebrex it's like this helmet he puts on, this computer system he puts on his head, and then he's able to connect with the whole entire world, and he knows exactly where, where all the mutants are, where all the humans are, and that's kind of what I experienced. So like I experienced that whole oneness shit that all these spiritual teachers were talking about. So I'm like, shit, man. I guess I'm going spiritual, like because it's funny because everything that Amy mentioned, that the shaman mentioned during the pre-briefing, that Ryan mentioned, in terms of all the spiritual woo stuff, like all that stuff finally made sense. Like it came full circle and finally made sense to me, which was kind of terrifying at the same time because like I was never a spiritual person, so um like my whole reality just got shattered. The world, myself, just the the universe, or what I know thus far about life, it just totally shattered. Like that's the whole like point of psychedelics, right? Is to pretty much shatter your reality. It pretty much like sweeps you, like pulls the rug um, from the ground, from the bottom of your feet. Like it just pulls the rug and makes you just fucking fall flat on your face. Makes you face like like an alternate reality to shatter the reality that you hold on to so dearly. I guess that's where the ego comes in, right? Um, like the whole image that you created for yourself. Um, like it's like Eugene, um, like never existed. Like the whole illusion of the ego, right? So all those things like kind of came full circle, um, but not really yet because I was still trying to process everything that I experienced. Keep in mind, like I was still that morning when I was finally sober. Like I was still just kind of, I was relieved, but I was still kind of scarred. Like it was just, I was just trying to process the whole thing. It was just such a fucked up experience that I was just still in shock, like kind of traumatized. And the fact that I have to come back that same night, that same day, later that night, to do my second ceremony, man, I was scared. I was scared all day to do it. I was actually like thinking about just getting half the refund, so that I can just opt out of the second day. But of course, me being super stubborn about like no pain, no gain and shit like that, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to be a pussy. I want to get like what I want to get out of this. Um, I want to get as much out of this as possible, and I don't want it to be my fears to hold me back from getting that. So so surely enough, I did come back. Like the day went fine. I took a big fat nap, obviously because I was drained from this previous ceremony. And then I woke up and then fucking came back to the venue to do my second ceremony. Nothing too crazy. I wasn't really processing it as much or tripping out as much over the whole like what the fuck happened throughout the day because I was really just napping and like didn't really think too much of it. But yeah, came back to the venue that second night, so Saturday night, same time, and then yeah, same routine. Obviously, um, there was a new batch of people. Some of the people who were there yesterday or the Friday night weren't there because they only did it. They only signed up for one night. Some of the people I saw the same people from the previous night. There were some new faces. Those are the people who only signed up for the second ceremony. Uh, but yeah, same thing. We kind of went around, introduced ourselves, and did the whole fucking routine again. Um, and yeah, Shaman called up everyone one by one to drink the stuff, and me, I'm here like shitting my pants because I was just like, fuck, man. I just want to take. I actually told myself that I'm gonna take only one shot this time around, and I did. I did only take one shot, and I think the shaman even recommended me to take only one shot. I think she was kind of like hesitant about like giving me anything more than one shot. So she did mention like um, for me to take just one shot this time, and I of course I agreed because I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm only gonna take one shot because fuck that, I don't want to experience that again. Because I was just freaked out, right? So yeah, I take my shot and fuck, like this, like it was just so nasty. Like the shot this time around was even nastier than the first time. Um, and I think it's because I already know what it was gonna taste like, so I was like bracing myself. But but yeah, I took the shot and then I was like, all right, that's it. I didn't feel anything right away again. In fact, I this time it was like more gradual. Felt in the beginning it felt kind of fun. Like it felt like I was just having a normal, like a normal LSD or like a mild normal LSD or shroom trip, where I was kind of seeing. I was feeling kind of trolly. I was feeling kind of silly, and it was just kind of almost fun and pleasant. Uh, Everything seemed kind of more beautiful, I guess. Like the venue, like the walls seemed like it was glowing. So stuff like that, very mild, right? And I was like, oh, so this is cool. I think I'm finally gonna have a pleasant experience, like the other folks. Um, but that was definitely not the case. I think like a half an hour later, uh, I decided to lay down and like meditate, and yeah, I think I kind of fell asleep, but then maybe not. But the next thing I know, um, one of the helpers, he's male, he's a male, right? Because Amy was actually not helping this night. She was actually partaking in the ceremony again herself. But anyways, I realized that I went up to the fucking one of the male helpers, and I was like trying to touch his dick. And I'm not a I'm not homosexual, or at least I don't think I am. I never like I'm not gay. But it was so fucking weird. I was like, I felt possessed again. Like I felt like I wasn't fully in control of my hands, my body. But basically, I was like trying to touch his dick or something. But I don't think it was like a homosexual thing. I think it was more like I was just trying to find something comforting. I wasn't like actually trying to go for his dick, but it was more like I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I was like kind of going like my hands were going towards the direction of his dick, and I can kind of tell like he was trying to stop me from going there. But it was weird, man. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck? So that's when I knew like, oh, okay, shit. Like I guess this is like it's going down again. Um, and yeah, I shit you not, the second ceremony was, at least to me, like way worse than the first one, because all the shit that I experienced in the first one, it kind of like it kind of all came back, and then like processing that stuff, and now processing that stuff on top of the second stuff, it just made even a bigger clusterfuck of a hell diabolical craziness. And uh God, man, like I don't even know how to describe the second one. Like I was stuck in a loop again. And this time I legit thought I was going crazy. Like this time I fucking like I remember repeating to myself in my head like, "Oh, I fucked up. I should have just stopped at the first ceremony. Like I should have stopped after that." Because this second one, like I legit thought like this time I really went to hell. Like the first time like, you know, when I got sober, okay, cool. But second time, I was like, fuck, man. The first time was like a setup, like a troll. Like basically I thought like the fucking demons, aka, you know, all these people around me, fucking set me up to do the first one to troll me, to lead me into the second ceremony, to fucking really take me to hell. Like like you get what I mean. I know it's kind of fucking crazy that I'm saying this, but that's what I was that's what was going through my mind at the time. So yeah, so it was even way worse because now it's like fuck, you know? Like I got trolled by these demons and I'm in hell again, and then this time it's like even more unpleasant. Uh so yeah, it was like I was stuck in a fucked up loop again where um it's just extreme paranoia and psychosis. I guess like I legit thought you know I was forever to be schizophrenic and that I was stuck in hell, that I completely lost my mind. um I remember I remember asking like some of the helpers like, hey, like am I in hell? I kept asking them that repeatedly. um and then I think it seemed like they were ignoring me, but in some instances, like I think one of them like actually nodded. So um, I don't really remember, but yeah, it like I don't want to go too much into detail, but basically it was pretty similar to the first night, but like way worse in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I finally sobered up. Of course, like at like same time, like 7 or 8 a.m. And then everybody was going around sharing what they experienced. I pretty much said the same thing. I experienced fucked up hell. Amy said she had a very pleasant experience. That she felt more. She felt like she figured out her purpose and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? Like everybody else seemed to have gotten like great insights and stuff, and I'm just here like I was like the only one who just like, fuck, man, like just 2 nights in 2 nights of just hell, or 2 ceremonies of hell, literally hell. Um, and everybody seems to have been getting all these good insights. So I thought like that kind of fucked me up more because I thought something was legit wrong with me. Uh, and it gets way worse. Like these trips were pretty fucked up, but but the 8 or 9 months, or like the 8 months afterwards was way more fucked up because yeah, the repercussions or the aftermath of these ceremonies, you know, for like 8 months it was just fucking torture, man. And I'm actually running out of footage right now, so I won't get into that in this video, but in a future video I will get into it. I don't want to say my next video because this is actually it for my Canada footage. This is like the tail end of it, or this is the end of it. But I do want to get into like the whole um, like the 8 months after ayahuasca, because I think that's way more valuable for you guys, and a lot more relatable, because these trips, they're not that relatable. These ceremonies, I just wanted you guys to get a glimpse of what I experienced. That's all. Um, I don't think too much of it. I don't really think too much of it. Maybe a little tiny bit. Maybe it's sometimes good to go back and analyze process what happened. But like the real insights and the real value I got from it, or at least in my mind, what I think I got out of it, came from the months afterwards. But not in a, but it was in no way pleasant at all. Um, yeah, I'll get more into it. I'll get more into it in a later video. But just to give you guys a little like preview, literally 8 months of just terror, panic attack. I thought I was going schizophrenic. Depersonalization disorder. Definitely. I think that was like the key highlight there. And among a million other things that I experienced. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. I promise you guys that I will talk more about that, the aftermath, in depth, so that you guys can get something out of this whole thing. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again for watching these video series, and hope you guys were at least entertained somewhat. If not, then yeah, do let me know. I gotta figure out ways to make these videos better. But yeah, all right, guys, take care. Bye.